present San Francisco Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Last night, Giants fans welcomed back Buster and then watched as Posey and his teammates beat the A's 4-2 in Game 1 of the Bay Bridge series. The Giants locked up one of their key players for years to come, and tonight, Matt Cain will take them on for his final spring tune-up before the start of the regular season. It's the A's and the Giants from the Coliseum in Oakland. Game 2 next. We're in Oakland. We're at the Coliseum as we get ready for exhibition baseball, Giants and Athletics. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, Bruce Bochy hasn't been very happy with how the Giants have been playing, but the exception was last night. They played a clean game last night.
Well, for the last week, they've been saying, we can't wait to go north. We can't wait to get back to San Francisco. And last night it finally happened. They walked back into AT&T Park, a packed house, an emotional crowd, and it energized this group of players who've been pretty flat the last week or so in spring training. It did not feel like a spring training game. The result, they played a clean game, they won, and they looked like they were ready for the bell to ring and the season to start.
And tonight, Matt Cain, after agreeing to a very large contract, he'll be on the hill tonight.
Well, I don't think he's going to try and go out there and justify the contract in one start, but it's off his mind. He no longer has the distraction of dealing with a negotiation. He can concentrate in the season. He's had a great string. He just wants the ball, and he just wants to pitch.
And he turned down a loan for both of us. All right, when we come back here in Oakland, we will have the starting lineups and the very first pitch of this ball game, and we'll do that right after these messages.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Grind's Coffee Pouches, the healthy alternative to tobacco for professional baseball. Visit getgrinds.com today.
It is the Bay Bridge Series exhibition style as we come to you from the Coliseum. It'll be the Giants and the A's. One more game, and that'll be tomorrow in San Francisco. But first, Amy G is here, and let's check in. Amy?
Well, Dwayne and Mike, what a sight it was last evening at AT&T Park. Buster Posey making his debut back on the field after a season-ending injury last May, and at his first plate appearance here, he's taking the dish, but his first plate appearance, boy, did the fans tell him what they thought of him with a standing ovation. They were so excited to see Buster back in the box, and you know what? Buster was excited too. I had a chance to talk with him earlier this afternoon, found out all about the experience. He said it was one of the most special moments thus far in his career. Fans, you can check out the entire interview. I'm glad to say Buster has signed on for another season of Buster Knows Squat, and you can check it out at csnbayarea.com all season long. Dwayne and Mike?
All right, Amy will be with us throughout the course of this ball game, and that's not the last you will hear from her. But Buster Posey, tonight, he will be a spectator, and it's likely that he will do the catching honors tomorrow in the final wrap-up of exhibition baseball. All right, let's check out the Giants lineup, and it's brought to you by Wendy's. It'll be Blanco in the leadoff spot, followed by Melky Cabrera, and then Pablo Sandoval. Aubrey Huff is the designated hitter. Brandon Belt will hit fifth. Then it's Angel Pagan sixth. Ryan Theriot in the seventh slot, Emmanuel Burris eighth, and catching and batting ninth is Eli Whiteside.
On the hill tonight for the Oakland Athletics will be the right-hander Tyson Ross. Ross, 6'6", 230-pounder in his second year at the big league level. There you see the spring that he has had. It has been an outstanding one, although the walks are a bit of a concern. 15 base runners in 10 innings. A local kid out of Bishop O'Dowd High School, went to Cal. And when he's going good, he's going to throw a lot of ground balls. It's pretty commonplace to see a sinker baller have a 1-to-1 strikeout walk ratio, which is what he has. Tyson Ross, lifetime, in that year plus of accrued time, 4-7 with a 4.18 ERA. But they like him, and he's a young guy. He's 24 years old, and when you have the ability to sink the ball off a fastball, it gets you out of a lot of problems. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Tyson Ross for the A's. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Crisp, Cespedes, and Reddick. That's your outfield. Sogard and Donaldson on the left side of the infield. Weeks and Allen on the right side. And Kurt Suzuki will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
And there's Matt Cain. I don't think we've ever seen him where he hasn't been a focused dude.
No, and I think the way he handled the negotiation, he didn't really know that he was under any duress whatsoever. He just went about his business, put together a good spring. That's kind of what he's done throughout his career. An absolute class act, and we're glad that he's going to be with the Giants, well, for a long time.
So here we are as Gregor Blanco gets ready to step in against Tyson Ross. Giants winning last night at AT&T Park in front of a sellout crowd. They won that ball game by a score of 4-2. First pitch of the ball game to Blanco. Blanco taking all the way, and this game gets started with a called strike. So we get underway at 7:38. Blanco has had a terrific spring. So good that he has definitely earned a spot on this 25-man roster. Can do just about everything, with the exception of hitting the ball out of the park. He's a speed guy. He does have some pop, but his job, and he's done a good job of it, is to get on base and start stealing bases, and that's what he's done all spring. Cabrera to follow, and then Sandoval. And that pitch is high, and it's 2-2. Giants are 14-6 during the Cactus League, as you see Cabrera. Actually, the Giants are 17-14. The A's are 14-6. 3-2. Home plate umpire Mike Muslinski. Miller, Knight, Blazer round out the four-man crew in the payoff pitch. And we get started with a line drive into right field, a base hit.
Oh, and he did it after he saw some pitches, too. Muslinski, the plate umpire, a low zone guy. He could be a bit tight. Here in a 3-2 straight challenge there. And this is the beautiful thing about being a leadoff hitter. You get a 3-2 count. For the most part, you're going to get a challenge fastball right out of bed. And Gregor Blanco gets it. A little bit of a load. Got a very compact route to the ball. Not a big guy, but powerful. And what a spring he has had.
Well, let's see how long it takes before Blanco decides to go. Is Cabrera takes a strike as he bluffed a bunt, and it's 0-1. Blanco leaning. He goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Not even close, and a stolen base for Blanco.
Yeah, he's been just about perfect. 12 for 13. Or make it 13 for 14. And leads the Cactus League in steals. And he really makes it look easy. I mean, it's like home run hitters. Home run hitters, their fly balls go out. They make home runs look easy. And for base stealers like Blanco, he makes it look easy. Great jump, quick to acceleration. What a weapon.
0-2 to Melky Cabrera. And that's low and in. 1-2. Cabrera, we talked about the fine spring. How about a .359 average with 4 home runs, 12 RBIs? With Sandoval on deck. Just underway here in Oakland. Tyson will spin around and chase Blanco back. Not a bad crowd tonight. We do have a fair share of Giants fans in attendance. Outside to Cabrera. If I remember right, Mike, you liked Muslinski.
I did. I mean, he's got a tight zone. It's a low zone, but it's a zone that will expand as you prove to him you can throw strikes. He's kind of stingy with breaking balls early in the game until he gets acclimated to your stuff. But I think he's pretty consistent. And again, he likes that low zone.
Cabrera is going to lift this one to shallow left field. Coco Crisp is coming in. Cabrera will be disappointed with that at bat. 1 out for Sandoval.
Well, Cabrera has not had many disappointments this spring with the bat, either from the right side or the left side. He's been very consistent. When you get up there running second base and you don't even accomplish getting him over 90 feet, you are disappointed.
So a nice round of applause for Pablo Sandoval. He, like Cabrera, with 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, hitting .250 on the spring. This is a spot if that hitter does not get the runner from second to third, and if the runner at second is a base stealer, this is where they might take a shot. Sogard is doing the best he can to keep Blanco close. And Sandoval bounces it foul. That hit off his foot.
That may have bounced up and hit him a little higher. Yep. All right, let's see how high it went.
Yeah, you see, that should never happen in a game that doesn't count.
Yeah, I agree. Ouch.
As far as I'm concerned, you can take it in the rest of the way.
Yeah, you can take as much time before you get back in the batter's box, too.
Like, how about till Friday in Arizona?
I'm in.
I need some bed rest, for crying out loud. Ross doing what he can to keep an eye on Blanco.
He's still fighting it.
outside. Suzuki has to get out of his crouch. It's 2 balls and a strike. Aubrey Huff in the on-deck circle. No Buster Posey tonight, or at least not in the starting lineup. Sandoval attacks this pitch and hits it high and foul in a souvenir. Buster Posey and Brett Pill.
Well, if you're a young guy and you're trying to make a team, it's a good thing to be really good friends with the star.
Oh, yeah. You know, offer to do anything. Babysit?
Yeah. Change diapers?
I can do that. Sandoval up the middle, and it hits Tyson Ross. It rolls into center field. Blanco's going to score, and the Giants lead 1-0.
Yeah, he'll like that at bat simply because he got into a 2-strike situation. He went back up the middle. Early in the spring, he was swinging way too hard in every swing in every situation. Here, he's taking swing out, a little more controlled with a bat head, go back up the middle. Gets himself an RBI and a Schinberger on Ross.
Sandoval with the RBI, and here's Huff. Huff takes down low. Huff, .310 this spring. He's got a couple of home runs, 4 RBIs. High and foul and out of play, and that evens the count. Huff had such a good spring last year that it worried him. He was like, I'm wasting all these. He had like 6 home runs. On the ground, and a great play by Allen. He steps on first. Sandoval will scoot into second base, but Allen takes extra bases away from Aubrey Huff.
See, now that kind of an at-bat does not bother a veteran big league hitter. Spin on a ball, hit it right on the screws. Guys makes a play, great play, takes away a hit. You have no problem with that, because you figure as soon as the bell rings on Friday, that ball is going to get by the first baseman. It's going to go down the line. You're going to get a double and an RBI.
Yep.
You don't want to waste them in spring training.
Here's Belt.
Unless you're trying to make a team.
Belt hitting .391. And he takes a pitch high. This really was a nice play.
Ball went right over the bag. Webb used, or Brandon Allen used every bit of the web in his glove to flag this one down. I think he was surprised by it.
That evens the count at a ball and a strike. You wanted that his name to be Brandon Webb, didn't you?
Yeah, I kind of. Jeez.
Well, I did too. I wanted to be in a snow cone. In tight to Belt.
That's the zone that was such a target for opposing pitchers to Brandon Belt last year. Inside corner at the hands. And this spring he has really been effective at beating that pitch, that location, which was a big weakness in his swing last year. He's covered that hole.
Pagan to follow. Kane watching. He's outfield straight away. Belt drives it to left, but it's right at Coco Crisp, and that'll end the inning. Giants strand a runner. They knock one in after 1/2 inning. Giants 1, A's coming up. Giants with a 1-0 lead. A's are coming up. And this is the A's lineup, and it's brought to you by Wendy's. It'll be Weeks, followed by Chris, and then Josh Reddick. Suzuki will be the cleanup hitter. Then it'll be the former Rocky Seth Smith. Cespedes, he'll hit in the 6th spot. Then it's Brandon Allen, followed by Donaldson and Eric Sogard.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the big right-hander Matt Cain, 6'3", 230-pounder, in his 7th year at the big league level, 27-year-old. There you see what he has done this spring, a 1.74 ERA. That leads the Giants in ERA. He has had a solid spring, 20 strikeouts against 3 walks, 4-pitch guy. Great consistency in the strike zone. And a great calm that he brings out there on that mound that relaxes everybody behind him.
Weeks takes another strike. He's hitting .354 this spring. Got 3 big flies with 9 RBIs. He's a good player. He's very talented. And this is a 3-pitch see ya. Whiteside tried to tag Weeks, but Weeks became invisible there for about 2 seconds.
Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Matt Cain tonight for the Giants. Starting in the left field position, Cabrera, Pagan, Blanco, that's your outfield. Burris and Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Terrio joins Belt. They'll patrol the right side, and Eli Whiteside will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Coco Crisp. Crisp at .265. He's got 4 RBIs, and so far Matt Cain is 4 for 4 with strikes to start out the ball game.
Very compact motion, no excess movement in his hands, in his lower body. If you're a young pitcher and you're thinking about wanting to get better, watch this guy, because his mechanics are just about perfect.
On the ground to Emmanuel Burris, 2 down.
Remember, Matt Cain used to hold his hands high. He looked right over the web of his glove, sort of like gun sights. Now he puts them down around his belt, and that relaxes the shoulder. Took a lot of stress out of his shoulder by doing that. Very free and easy, a stroke that's so repeatable. Probably the one guy in this Giants staff that repeats that stroke the most consistently is Matt Cain. He's worked hard to get these mechanics.
There's a strike to Josh Reddick. There's his buddy Tim Lincecum.
Who will be the opening day pitcher Friday in Arizona.
High and deep. Blanco looking up, and Reddick has tied the game with a solo home run. So Josh Reddick with his third of the spring.
He's had a solid spring. Breaking ball and an 0-1 count right down and in at the knees. And he just drops the head and catches it flush. See you later. Well, the A's are really high on Reddick.
Here's Suzuki. And a strike to Suzuki.
He's right back in the strike zone. Strike one, so important. A lot of guys can't do that after they give up a home run.
Well, what kind of spring has Suzuki had? He's hitting .281, a home run, 3 RBIs. He's had 32 at bats. And that's at the knees. And it's 1-2. Seth Smith would follow if Suzuki reaches here in the first inning. Foul back. Final game of this Babe Ruth series will be tomorrow, and it'll be an afternoon game at AT&T Park. And the Giants on Thursday will head back to the desert. And we will get to do a game on Friday that counts.
That counts. I am so ready for a game that counts.
Absolutely psyched. Payoff pitch to Suzuki, swinging a foul out of play.
But this is the next 24 hours is an amazing time for professional baseball. There you see the opening day starters. Tim Lincecum will take on 20-game winner Ian Kennedy. And you'll see it right here in CSN Bay Area at 3 p.m. on Friday. And that's when 2012 all starts. As we're talking about, it's an amazing 24 hours that faces baseball. And that's when all 30 teams set their 25-man rosters. And that man right there still has to make some critical decisions involving his 25 guys. Brian Wilson's ready to go.
Foul back.
Some guys will be sent down. Some guys will be sent packing. Brandon Belt has made a great statement this spring to win a job at the big league level. Brett Pill is another great statement this spring.
Suzuki just gets a piece. Right now, he's making Matt Cain throw a lot of pitches. I think you reach a certain point with 2 outs. You just, I'm just going to walk the guy. I'm tired of facing this guy.
No.
I'm going to throw it in the dirt. If he swings at it, fine.
Here comes pitch number 11 right here.
Pagan, side retired. Reddick's home run ties the game. After 1, it's 1-1.
Giants Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Eric's Deli Cafe, defending your inalienable rights to freshness and quality, sandwiches and more with character.
Back here at the Coliseum, a 1-1 ball game. Angel Pagan will lead things off. Pagan trying to find his stroke. He's been working hard as he takes a strike at the knees. Pagan at 174. He's 12 for 69. 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. And one of the reasons it becomes significant when you see numbers like that is it doesn't matter how long you've been in the game. When you go to a new team, you want to make a good first impression, whether it's in spring training or whether it's in the middle of the season. As Pagan takes wide.
Ooh, good pitch.
And it's only natural for you to start to press a little bit. And I think Angel Pagan has gone through that.
He's pressing, no question. I mean, I can't criticize the guy. I got traded from the Cubs to the Phillies that spring when I was in Clearwater with Philadelphia. My ERA was in the 10s.
Yeah.
And I was pressing.
And there's a base hit for Pagan as he goes the other way.
That is such an important swing of the bat for him.
Well, Bruce Bochy has taken him off the leadoff spot and put Blanco in there.
Pitched him away, and he went with the location. Not a whole lot of stride. Very compact, ball up, good area to defend. Kind of a mistake by Tyson Ross ahead in the count to get one up there above the belt, but still, when you're putting together a swing and building confidence, that's an important swing of the bat.
That's a Tony Gwynn base hit. Here's Ryan Theriot. Pagan, like Blanco, he will attempt to steal.
How'd you do your first time coming over to the Giants from Cleveland?
Well, Joe Morgan was the second baseman, so I wasn't going to get a whole lot of at-bats in the spring. There's a pitch out. And the one thing I remember is before the exhibition game starts, you always play an inter-squad game. First ball hit to me between my legs. And I thought, oh, man, that is not how I want to start this thing off. But my spring was okay. It wasn't one where I thought I was going to get released. Let's put it that way. A ball and a strike.
But you are rattled, and it's hard to find that comfort zone. The Giants players have really tried everything that they can do to make Pagan feel at home. Take some of the pressure he's put on himself. But until you get some knocks, especially if you're a veteran, and he's been in the game 6 years, he knows the deal.
He goes, swing and a miss, throw down to second, and they're going to get him. It looked like Suzuki threw that sidearm.
Herman Munson style. Just a little hop, and there's that sidearm delivery. The problem with a sidearm delivery is you get movement. Throwing a big sinker out there to second base, but Suzuki very quick with his unload time.
Two and two to Theriot. Theriot at 170, 9 for 53. And a check swing foul. That was ball 4. All right. We got some Giants fans who came up with the souvenir.
Oh, yeah. Gamer babes.
And they're going to say Terrio went around 2 outs. Terrio with a major stank eye.
Did he go? Yeah, spring training, no problem. Regular season, you hold that game face stank guy for about 3 innings until your next at bat.
Here's Emmanuel Burris. At the knees, 0-1. Good spring for Burris. 305. He's got 18 hits this spring. Oh, and 2.
Well, and it's how he's done it too. I mean, his swing is so much different than it has been in the past. Before, for the left side, it almost looked like he was just sort of waving the bat, not snapping the bat head through the strike zone with any kind of pop to it. I mean, his pop was on the right side. The left side was sort of a defensive hack trying to drag something to the left side of the infield. But he went to a new bat size, took some weight off the bat. And he's got more control of the bat head, and he's more capable of hitting the balls up in the strike zone, which I thought was a weakness of his last year.
See the defense. Cespedes shading Burris towards left center field. Off the line and right is Reddick. 2-2 offering. Here it is to Emmanuel Burris. And this is chopped foul. Do you care that the Phillies beat the Pirates tonight?
Hey, that's the Battle of Pennsylvania. That's a big deal.
It is? I know it's a big deal in hockey right now, but I didn't realize that exhibition style it was a big deal. You care the White Sox beat Houston?
Oh, sure.
Such a liar. There's a pop-up. Third base side. Donaldson. Side retired.
I'm a big Robin Ventura fan. Come on.
Well, so am I. It's a 1-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the second. And now it's time for us to go back to Amy G.
All right, thanks so much, Dwayne, here with one of the young guns, Madison Bumgardner. And Madison, just talk to us a little bit about coming into this year's spring training. What was on your agenda to work on, and do you feel you achieved it?
I just wanted to try to come in ready and strong and not necessarily be so focused on just getting ready and stuff. You know, yeah, you want to get ready and get all your pitches going, but I want to go out there and compete and try to get ready to win and try to start off on a good note this year. Last year started off pretty rough, so I wanted to try to make an adjustment there, and I feel pretty good about where I'm at.
You're leading me into my next question about last year having a rough start and then finishing so strong. You dealt with adversity at a very young age. How did that make you a better pitcher today?
Well, I think anytime you can, you got to deal with that adversity, it makes you better. You know, if you're just going through and it's a cakewalk, then you're not going to get any better. You're going to stay the same. So I think anytime you have problems, it can be a good thing, too. So.
You also have a lot of good guys to talk to. Tim Lincecum and Matt Cain being those two guys to mention off the top of my head, but Matt Cain signing that contract. What does that mean for you? Does he serve as kind of a mentor role for you?
Yeah, not just for me, for everybody on the team. And I'm really excited that he's going to be here for a long time now. And, you know, he deserves it as much as anybody, so I'm really happy for him.
All right, now we got to have a little bit of fun because yesterday was the annual Play Ball Luncheon that's put on by the Giants Community Fund, and one of the junior Giants asked the panel of players, who's the funniest Giant? And Jeremy Affeldt piped in. He wasn't even on the panel, huh, Madison?
Yeah,
and he said, "You're
he's
funny."
Pretty good at popping it
He's
when you don't want him to.
But he said that when you get going, he has trouble understanding you throughout the word subtitle. You got anything you want to say back to him?
That's his go-to right there. If I get him on anything, he's got to go to the accent deal because that's all he's got.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you clarified that.
Yeah.
Dwayne and Mike, did you know that? That's all he's got is the accent. Thanks for your time.
That's
Madison.
all he's got.
Oh, here's a pitch down low to Seth Smith. I will say this. Affeldt and Bumgarner is about as close as you're going to see two guys. But if Bumgarner ever got mad at Affeldt, he better stay away from him.
And Affeldt's no baby. I mean, he's a big fella. But Madison Bumgarner's got strength that he doesn't even has.
Has no idea.
Affeldt's 6'4", 220. But Bumgarner is 6'5", 240. And folks, it's country strong. I guarantee nobody will ever challenge the man or challenge him when he's on the mound and charge him.
Oh my goodness.
He'd break you in half.
Smith with a check swing. It's 2-2. Well, nobody gives Bumgarner a harder time than Jeremy Affeldt. And nobody enjoys it more than Madison Bumgarner. Foul back. Smith, the former Colorado Rocky, 278 this spring, 5 RBIs. It's a crowded outfield here in Oakland, and it's 3-2.
Well, Smith can do a lot of things for you. I mean, obviously he'd like to start every day, but he also mastered the role of coming off the bench and pinch hit roles in Colorado. And he's got pop in his barrel head.
Kane wins the battle.
Good changeup. Well, time is running out to become a 2012 Giants season ticket holder. There are only about 100 locations remaining. Giants representatives are at the ballpark right now. They will answer your questions. Call them at 415-972-2298. Season ticket holders receive the best seats, the best prices, and postseason rights. The season starts next week, so this is your last chance. When they're gone, they're gone. Call 415-972-2298 and get your locations for the 2012 season.
Here's Yoenis Cespedes facing Matt Cain, and he takes a called strike.
This guy's batting practice was pretty impressive, folks. You watch how flat his swing is from his letters across his chest down to the knees. He has got some tools.
Is it raining? Or is that just heavy fog?
It's kind of a mist. It's one of those Arizona misters.
Yeah, they turned that on in Arizona. Maybe they turned it on here in Oakland.
I think they did.
I know the guy with the cotton candy right now is in a major panic. There's a shot on the ground to Sandoval, and it's off his glove. Cespedes is going to take the turn, and he's going to go, and he's going to make it. This is a regular season home run. It happened in Japan. And that was a big fly, folks.
Not spending any time in the minor leagues, going right to the big leagues. Get an idea how high the A's are on this guy. They think he's ready.
Yep. Here's Allen.
Got a breaking ball up. You see right there at the belt.
Allen takes high. 10 for 33 during the spring. A couple of home runs, 13 RBIs. Line drive, center field. Pagan gets it on a hop. His throw is on line, and they got him. What a beautiful throw by Pagan. As Cespedes is thrown out at the plate.
I didn't think they had any chance. A good read from Cespedes. He didn't hesitate. But watch the strike from Pagan. Right through the cutoff man, a one-hop seed right to Whiteside, who puts the tag on. And Mike Muszlinski, the plate umpire, rings him up. And And that, folks, is the big leagues. You cannot work it any better than that. I think he was safe.
Yeah, he was. Here's Donaldson. Well, what'd you say? It's spring training, right?
Yeah, for umpires, too. Nice play, Angel Pagan, and that'll build his confidence.
Donaldson rolls it foul, hitting .236.
All right, one more look as Cespedes is coming around.
That's the same view the umpire had.
That's the view, and that from that angle, it looked like he was out. But I still think from the other angle that he got that foot in there before the tag got him. I think he was safe. Giants catch a break.
Heads up. As that foul ball went right below us.
If you're wondering as to why Brandon Allen was not at second base once that ball went all the way home, it was because of good fundamentals by Brandon Belt, the first baseman.
Donaldson out swinging after 2 innings. A 1-1 ball game. And for the Giants, the Phillies are in town, and that'll start on April 16th. It is a 3-game series. The Monday night, the 16th, it's Magnet Schedule Night presented by AT&T. Now, the Dynamic Deal View reserve tickets are still available for $15 for all 3 games. Act now. Only a couple of hundred tickets are remaining at this price. Go to sfgiants.com. Phillies, Giants. There's a rivalry there.
Yes, there is. And there will be forever after 2010.
Absolutely. Here's Eli Whiteside. Whiteside at 242. A 1-1 game here in the 3rd inning. Tyson Ross against Matt Cain. Ross with 1 strikeout. He hasn't walked anybody. He's about to, because it's 3-0 to Eli Whiteside. Top of the order is on deck. And a strike, 3-1. There's Blanco. Gregor Blanco has scored the only run of the game for the Giants. Whiteside takes another strike, and it's 3-2. .6'6" Ross throws, and Whiteside lifts it out to right. Reddick is there to put it away, out number 1.
Yeah, nice comeback there from Tyson Ross, down the count 3-0.
So here's Blanco. See the on base percentage, .407. His game is a lot like Dave Roberts, who now is the first base coach for the Padres, former Giant. About the same size. Blanco may be a little stronger as he takes a strike.
Yeah, I think he's got a little more pop in his bat, and I think the similarities are justified. Not in a hurry.
No.
Not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
I don't know if he's quite as chatty as Dave Roberts. I mean that in a good way.
Dave Roberts, as friendly as anybody we've ever met in this game.
Great guy.
Dave Roberts is one of those indicators. If you ever meet somebody and you start talking about, yeah, you know Dave Roberts, and the guy says, Dave Roberts, I don't like that guy. Get up and walk away.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you don't want to be around that guy that doesn't like Dave Roberts. And oh, by the way, hit him too.
Back 2 balls, 2 strikes. Melky Cabrera on deck. On the ground, Roberto Kelly.
The other thing too about Blanco is he's got a little pop in his bat, I think, and that's something that's really important for a contact hitter because it keeps the outfield deep. They can't jam you and come in and play shallow and take those singles away from you. That's a pretty standard set right there. They certainly are not cheating on him.
He got him.
Front door sinker.
Melky Cabrera had a terrific night last night. He had 3 base hits.
One right back up the middle, finds a hole on the right side, and look at this laser going over the wall.
Weeks kept it from being a 4-for-4 night as Cabrera takes down low. He popped out to left field in his first at bat. On the ground to third. Donaldson right there, and a nice inning for Tyson Ross. Kane will face Eric Sogard when we come back. It's 1-1.
apiece in the bottom of the third. Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and of course, opening day is Friday, and your San Francisco Giants open in Arizona. And if you can't go to Arizona, well, the next best place to be, AT&T Park. Comcast Sportsnet is bringing you the authentic opening day. Dwayne and Mike, best part about this, it's free entrance. You can come to the park at 3 o'clock, Willie Mays Gates. Come on in and watch Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area's broadcast on the Giants scoreboard. There's giveaways. There's going to be special guests, free hot dogs. So it's going to be a great day had by all. And if you can't make it to AT&T Park and you're in your home, make sure you have it on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area for the Giants game. Dwayne and Mike.
All right. Thanks, Amy. A lot going on.
Yeah, that's become a pretty cool tradition.
It has.
Just another great excuse to come to the yard.
Here's Sogard, who hit a home run off of Bumgarner. He lines this one to Cabrera in left field. Nice at bat. And Sogard is retired on one pitch. There's a little more pressure on us, knowing there's a bunch of people at AT&T Park watching.
That's right. We can handle it, though.
But there's a couple of things that Amy mentioned that were free, like getting in and a hot dog.
Free hot dogs, free foam fingers.
Oh, and I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, don't forget the foam finger, pal.
Uh-oh, what do we got here?
I mean, Giants fans are looking mid-season form tonight, I got to tell you.
Yeah, but I haven't seen that hat. Cabrera will not catch up to this one. What is that hat?
Oh, yeah. She wears it well, too.
It's not a giraffe. It's not a panda. It's unique.
Yeah, there's the panda hat. Not the first time she's worn it, folks.
Actually, I think the wrong person's got it on their head.
Yeah, I think her date could use it.
Passing it back and forth, that's all.
Yeah.
There's a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, it definitely is a good night for the hat.
Yeah, it's when we're in Philadelphia and it's 105, we're wondering why they're wearing them. And Kane strikes out Weeks.
All right, time now for our Farmers Insurance Report Card. We'll take a look at Giants history, the most consecutive seasons with 200 innings pitched. Well, Juan Marichal had 10 of those. Gaylord Perry had 6. Jack Sanford 5. Old Ruby, Jim Barr had 5, and Matt Cain has had 5, and he is looking to add to that this year. And that is the model of consistency so rare in today's game.
Here's Coco Crisp. A strike to Crisp. He bounced out to Burris. Bottom of the third.
Cain has mixed that first pitch up very well. Very consistent to get that 0-1, but he's done it with all of his pitches.
Up the middle, and that'll be a base hit. It looked like it kicked off the mound. And a 2-out single for Crisp, and a base stealer is aboard. Here's Reddick. Reddick hit a home run in the first inning. He got a breaking ball down and in.
See the target. It's away on the outside corner. Tried to backdoor it. It came across the plate middle in, and he yanked it out of there on 0-1 count.
So Crisp, as we mentioned, a base stealer, and Kane will try to give Whiteside a shot at throwing him out by keeping him close. Belt holding him tight. Crisp is leaning, and Reddick takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Last year, Reddick started the season at Pawtucket, the AAA club for the Boston Red Sox. Hit 14 home runs there and 191 at bats. Got called up to the big leagues and put another 7 big flies on the board. So a 21 home run year when you combine both seasons of AAA and big league.
wide to Reddick. One ball and one strike. And a swing and a miss. 1-2. So Reddick finds himself behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crisp leaning, he does not go, and Reddick strikes out to end the inning. So round 2 goes to Kane. Kane with 5 strikeouts. It remains 1-1 after 3.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
A 1-1 ball game here at the Oakland Coliseum as we head to the 4th inning. As it'll be Sandoval, Huff, and Belt. Or last year, as we like to say from time to time, when we were in one of those games that was not very exciting. We have a panda, a water buffalo, and a giraffe coming up here this inning. Up the middle, Weeks on the backhand, and Sandoval is retired 4-3.
Well, check out the Hyundai Sportsnet Central tonight, 10:30, right after the Giants game. You see it right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Tonight, you'll see reaction from this game. You'll see the Sharks playoff push. They won tonight. Plus, you get to meet the San Jose Giants, all hosted by Dave Binns and John Henry Smith. So check it out right here after the game tonight on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Here's Huff. Huff looked like he had a double, but it was Brandon Allen at first who made a terrific play to take a base hit away from Aubrey Huff. Sharks won.
That was huge. So they've got 2 games remaining and they have to win 1. And they're in.
Be wise if they won them both.
Well, I'm sure that's their mindset.
Line drive, right field, base hit. Reddick digs it out. He's got a good arm. Here's the throw, and Huff makes it.
Well, if you want to talk about one of the keys for the Giants this season, you're looking at them. They need the Aubrey Huff they saw in 2010. He has had a good, solid spring. Hitting .310 coming into tonight's ball game. But he has had a good swing all spring. For the very first time we saw him take batting practice the first weekend, we were impressed with the quickness of the bat head, the control of the bat head through the zone. He was staying in the strike zone. He was not chasing.
Here's Belt. Belt takes low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Watch how flat his swing is. It really can hurt you above the belt. Has always had that as one of his strengths as a hitter. Good balance in that hack.
Belt up the middle and a base hit. Here comes Huff. He's going to score. Belt with an RBI single, and the Giants retake the lead.
Looked like Aubrey Huff may have missed third base. Nice at bat, Brandon Belt. Stay hot, kid.
Now batting, number 16, Angel Serrano.
They set up in that inside corner. Remember, that was the spot last year that gave him so many problems. But the ball tilts out over the middle of the plate. He goes right back up the middle with it.
So here's Pagan. Pagan lined a single into left field.
Watch Huff. Did he hit the bag when he rounded?
See if he hit the inside corner.
Oh, yeah.
It's just about how you want to do it. Although you might want to get a little better piece of it. Pagan with a shot. Weeks has got it. A flip, and nobody's going to hang on to it, and everybody's safe.
I think things are starting to turn for Mr. Pagan. That was a smash. Two-hop skid, little backhand flip. Really not a bad one. It had Sogard sort of leaning out, and he couldn't make the exchange. So everybody's safe. The Giants have a chance to go big.
They're going to give Sogard the error. Here's Terrio.
That would have been pretty had they pulled that one off.
Terrio struck out in the second inning.
Do you think Sogard should have got that error?
Well, Brandon Belt, if Sogard would have hung on to it, Belt could have killed him at second base. And it may have been that Sogard took his eye off the ball just a little bit because Belt was right on top of him. And that pitch is high, 2-0. So yeah, it probably is a play that Sogard should have made, but we're not talking about an easy play here because Belt is right on top of him. But the idea is to get one out for sure, and that's what Sogard should have done. And you know what? You're thinking about making the great play. Come on.
You bet, especially when you get a flip like that.
I mean, look, you don't make the highlight reels by getting one out for sure. But it will make your pitcher a little happy if you get one out for sure.
That's a good point.
You don't make the top 10 by getting one out for sure.
No.
Strike to Terrio, 3-1. There's Burris. And Terrio might have got nicked.
Suzuki going to come out and talk to his young right-hander. Beauty about being Ross is he is a sinker baller, and he can get that ground ball. Kurt Young, the A's pitching coach, going to come out, give him a bit of a breather, and it looks to me like they're going to get some activity in the A's bullpen.
We're calling it a walk, by the way. First one issued by Ross. Here's Burris. Burris popped out in the second inning. Belt, Pagan, Terrio for the Giants. They're loaded here in the fourth inning. And that's rolled foul, and it's 0-1. The misters are on again.
Yep.
Reaches a certain temperature here in Oakland, and the misters come on.
Well, in Arizona, it's like 90. Here, it's like 45.
Now Burris is in a spot where he's got to put the ball in play. This is the at-bat last year the Giants had so much trouble with. A run in, 3 runners on base, 0-2 to Burris. Rolled foul. Tyson Ross, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and the pitch to Burris, and he gets Burris, and that's a big out.
Elevate the fastball. For a guy who's got sick of the fastball, such an effective pitch when you can go above the strike zone and get a guy to follow. You can see the anger for Burris, knowing he should have laid off. Tough to do when you see it so well.
Whiteside lined out to right field in the third inning. And he takes a bit of a hanger for a strike, and it's 0-1. Nice play by Suzuki to save a run.
Nice.
And that evens the count.
Not an easy thing to do. When you're sitting up on that inside corner, look at the target. Now he's going to come all the way to the other side of the plate to a low backhander. I mean, he may not feel it now, but when he's 56 years old, he's going to hurt.
So what is 56 for a catcher? What is it for a tall pitcher?
39.
That's about right. I've been hearing it for about 25 years from you.
It's just going to get you, that's all. Greatest way in the world to ruin your body.
Whiteside pops it out of play. What were we doing skiing then all those years? Seriously. Were we stupid?
Well, we could never do it as players.
No, but still. That's right. The one year, Jeff reminding us in the truck that we brought rollerblades on a couple of trips.
Yeah, that was a good era. Now we're greasing up our walkers.
Strike 3 call, and Tyson Ross gets out of the mess by only allowing 1 run. A's are coming up. Giants on top 2-1. Well, yesterday was a big day for Matt Cain and for the Giants organization. This was his press conference when the Giants and Matt Cain announced that he had signed a 5-year contract. And everybody with smiles on their faces, from Larry Baer to Matt Cain to the manager to Brian Sabian. And all in all, it's the happiest I've seen this organization since the parade.
Now you can see the model of consistency every year. He gives the Giants 200 plus or close to it. But it's more than that. It's what he's done in that clubhouse as well. 27-year-old who was the player rep at age 24, and I've never seen that. It just gives you an idea of what type of respect he has from his teammates. He's just a foundation arm. He's a foundation personality in that team. Not a guy you can replace.
Here's Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki had a long at bat and eventually hit a fly ball to center field. I believe I said it was the happiest the organization had been since the parade. Now, I got to change that.
Oh, it is.
Ring ceremony.
That was a good one.
Happiest since the ring ceremony. Remember, the opening day was the raising of the World Championship flag, and then the very next day, the players got their rings. And it was quite a show put on by the organization. The pregame ceremony. Both games they won in extra innings. And we actually did that second game in a tuxedo, which was really weird.
Yeah. With tails.
Three balls and a strike. Those two had a lot to do with it.
Well, they grew up in a hurry that year.
Game 4 of the World Series. Madison Bumgarner. Check swing roller, foul. What he did to the Rangers that day was one of the most impressive pitching performances I think we have ever seen.
Well, you consider the type of success the Rangers had against left-handers in their ballpark all year long. And he stuffed one of the most potent offenses we've ever seen. I mean, stuffed them.
Cain stops after he started. Struck out Vladimir Guerrero 3 times.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
He's still looking for a job.
Yes, he is. Johnny Damon. Suzuki's going to take the walk. Here's Seth Smith.
Number 15, Seth Smith.
Smith struck out in the second inning. Very high, and as Cain pitching out of the stretch, and Eli Whiteside's going to have a talk.
That's one thing a catcher can see is that front shoulder on a pitcher as he starts his drive towards the target. And when he senses that front shoulder is starting to fly a little bit, he'll get right out there and tell you. No big secret as to why a lot of catchers become pitching coaches.
And a strike. That's right. No one goes out to the mound and visits with pitchers more than the catcher.
We had Norm Sherry, ex-catcher. Mike Rourke, one of the best pitching coaches I ever had, an ex-catcher.
1-2.
Bob Melvin, ex-catcher, and a good one. I mean, Mel's about 6'4.5", 6'5". And Bob Melvin was one of those rare tall catchers that could frame the low pitch and was a good blocker. Like Mike Matheny. He's definitely one of the smartest players I ever played with. And none of us were surprised when he declared he wanted to manage.
In tight. And it's 3-2. He would, however, remind you that he was smart. He's a Cal guy.
And he had some pretty good mentors. Sparky Anderson, Roger Craig.
Runner goes. Smith hits a high fly ball into left center field for Pagan.
Well, the Comcast Sportsnet Authentic Opening Day at AT&T Park viewing party is going to happen. That's right, Friday. Doors open at 3 p.m. at the Yard. Game time's at 4 p.m. So go on to csnbayarea.com for more information. It'll be free admission, free hot dogs, free foam fingers. And if you can't be there, you can always watch it here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. But get out to the Yard. It's become a really nice tradition. Giants fans come in. They watch the game together on the big screen. Just another reason to come to the Yard.
Fun, fun, fun. Plus, you can wear your hats.
Wear your hats. Put your colors on.
Boy, Cespedes takes a wicked swing and he fouls it straight back.
No, he's not thinking singles.
Cespedes doubled under the glove of Sandoval at third in the second inning. And eventually was thrown out at home by Angel Pagan. Inside corner, and it's 0-2.
Well, he's a puzzle right now. And a guy who steps in the batter's box and he's got that type of physique, you know he's strong. So you know he can hurt you if you make a mistake to him. And you don't know what his weaknesses are. Every pitcher's watching this guy very closely, trying to figure this puzzle out.
Hammers it down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Suzuki with good speed. He will stop at third, and Cespedes with his second double.
But one thing we know, he can hit a hanging breaking ball, but watch how he prepares. And this is the type of workout that this guy put together for himself. Try this at home, folks. He's an amazing physical specimen. He came with a lot of great credentials out of Cuba. International experience. But he has got all the tools. That last contact was loud.
Here's Brandon Allen. Swinging a foul straight back.
Take a look at how he loads that back foot. And I mean, right now, this guy, belt high, between the belt and the letters, I mean, he's just not missing anything. You have to make good locations with him. You have to keep the ball down. If you throw something soft up, he's going to hurt you. And, I mean, he had a pretty good pitch to hit. That was a hanging breaking ball.
He did.
But still, I mean, he's got lightning bat speed. That ball jumped off the barrelhead.
Kane jumps out in front. And it's 0-2 to Allen. Brandon Allen had the base hit to center field that Pagan fielded and threw out Cespedes at home plate. On the ground to Burris. A run will score. Suzuki scores to tie the game. An RBI for Allen, and that'll bring up Josh Donaldson. Donaldson struck out in the second inning.
Ready, Josh Donaldson.
On the ground to third, Sandoval has it, takes a crow hop and a throw, and that'll end the inning. A's tie it up on a walk and a double. Through 4, it's 2-2. Well, AT&T opening week, it's not that far away. It'll be the Pirates in town on the 13th, 14th, and 15th, and that'll kick off the home season for the Giants. Phillies are in for 3 games on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's AT&T opening week. Now, single-game tickets for the first homestand and all games available now at sfgiants.com. Many games are already moving quickly, so check it out, sfgiants.com. Games that count. Games that count. Top of the order for the Giants. Blanco, Cabrera, Sandoval. Giants did score a run in the 4th. However, they wasted an opportunity as they had a chance to score a lot more. Blanco is 1 for 2. A single and a strikeout. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. Chopper to Weeks. Weeks will make the play. 1 out. And here's Cabrera. Melky Cabrera has popped out and he's bounced out to third.
Now batting, number 53.
You know, a lot of guys have different ways to keep the tension out of their hands when they get in a batter's box, and there's a little bit of an idiosyncrasy with Cabrera. He will keep the forefinger on his right hand up, and that's just to keep the tension out of his hands. Now he'll drop that finger on his bat as he starts to get his hands up and ready to swing, but it's just to take the tension out, so he relaxes his hands and keeps soft hands on the bat.
Down the left field line, foul.
The more grip you put on a bat, the harder you grip it, the lighter your bat head gets. If you keep that bat grip nice and loose like this, that bat head stays heavy, and your bat speed is much improved when you have that light grip. Your hands are gonna grab onto it. They do that on their own. Guys, and a lot of young amateur players make the mistake of really gripping that bat too hard.
I mean, it's the same with the golf club, right?
Exactly. But you see, this is how he protects himself from over gripping that bottom hand.
Line drive, base hit.
Boy, backspin that line drive. Get a good pitch to hit. But, you know, when you're swinging the bat good, you get good pitches to hit, and you don't miss them. The hand comes back in perfect position. And you see that bat head right out in front of his vision. He goes right back up the middle with it. He's done it all spring, folks, and he's coming off a year where he had 201 hits. He can hit.
Sandoval has singled and he's bounced out. He does have an RBI as he knocked in a run with a base hit in the first. Cabrera with good speed. And Sandoval, hot shot right through Sogard. Cabrera is going to go to third. Here's the throw to third, and he's going to make it. That, my friends, was a ball that undressed Eric Sogard.
Do you miss those, partner?
Keep the married guys off the infield on that one.
This is a top spin bullet that just eats them up. No better way to describe it.
Now batting.
I mean, really, that's one where you hope you don't knock it down.
That's a ground ball to put you on the DL.
Yeah, so here's Huff. Huff has hit the ball hard twice. Once a double. Low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And that was away from the target. They set up an outside part of the plate.
Two and 0.
That's pitch number 88 for Ross. Throwing a lot of fastballs tonight, and that's the one pitch that takes the least out of your arm.
On the ground, Weeks. They're going to try to get 2, and that's all they'll get is 1, and a run comes in, and the Giants take the lead. A nice play, however, by Jemile Weeks.
Well, Weeks gives you an idea of just how much range he has. Really goes way to his left, and an off-balance strike right to Sogard. And when we first heard about this guy coming up, that he was going to amaze you with his range and his athleticism, and this is really a clear-cut example of why the A's feel that he could be a Gold Glover someday. Nice play.
Here's Belt. Belt with an RBI single. He's 1 for 2.
I'll tell you the other thing too about Belt that's been so impressive this spring is his discipline to the strike zone. 14 for 28 in his last 9 games. Now that's making a statement at the right time of spring. And you see guys turn around fastballs in the inside part of the plate at the hands early in camp. A lot of old timers are skeptical of it because they don't think guys have their good fastballs. But when you're doing it the last week and a half of spring training, that speaks loudly that you have indeed covered up that hole.
On the ground, it'll be Weeks right at the cut of the grass, and that'll end the inning. Giants score a run on 2 hits. They take a 3-2 lead on the A's as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. See 6 hits for the Giants, 5 hits for the A's. Aubrey Huff with the RBI on the fielder's choice. So both Tyson Ross and Matt Cain have gone the distance as Cain is headed back out to pitch the 5th. So far, Cain, 5 strikeouts and a walk. He only has walked 1, and once you know it, that 1 walk has scored, and that was the leadoff walk to Suzuki. in the 4th inning. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Hey, Dwayne, we are with the Giants' longtime bench coach, Ron Wotus, one of our favorites. And, Ron, we just saw the Giants actually execute with runners in scoring position, something that you guys have worked on all spring training. Boch talked about the need to score a little earlier in games. My million-dollar question is, how do you do that? How do you address that with the players?
Well, you're right. I mean, that was a big part of spring training, situational hitting. Hitting with men in scoring position, you just want to put a good at-bat together. And I think that the focus has been on situational hitting, men on second, getting them over, getting the guy in. So it's paying off. That was a good inning for us.
Tomorrow the final roster cuts will come out and we'll know who's on the team officially. But who can you talk about this spring training in particular that impressed you?
Well, there's several guys. This Arias we got as a free agent has played very well for us. Brandon Belt, again, has had a great spring training last year. He picked up where he left off last spring, had a fantastic spring, and all in all, it's been a good camp, and it's nice to see us playing well going into the season.
Lastly for you, I just want to get your reaction to Buster Posey, his first plate appearance, the standing ovation. What does it mean to you to see him come back?
Well, Buster's heart and soul of the club. I mean, for him to be handling the pitching staff, having him back, it's a big lift. He's our cleanup hitter. So, not just the emotional lift to get him back healthy again and see him running the bases, which everybody likes to see. The person, the player, he's a big part of our team, and we need him.
All right, you ready to go Friday?
Ready to go.
Of course he is. Ron Wotus, Dwayne and Mike.
All right, Amy, thanks. Thanks to Ron Wotus. Ronnie Wotus, always very informative. Sogard takes it low, and it's 3-0. Do have some changes. We'll get them for you here in a second. 3-0. Kane needs to throw a strike to Sogard, and he does. Joaquin Arias is now at third as Sandoval is out of the game. Blanco moves from right to left. Scherholtz comes in to play right field. Cabrera out of the game. Is that a 3-1 changeup?
Yep. And to get it in situation. And this is what Matt Cain can do. I mean, he's got 4 or 5 things he can do with the ball, and he will throw them anytime.
Got him.
Another changeup outside corner. And Sogard sent packing. Strikeout number 6 for Cain.
I think that's a spring training strike, to be honest with you.
Now, we've seen this, though, with Buszynski. I mean, he's a low ball guy. I agree with you. If I'm a hitter, I'm a little upset by it. But for Matt Cain, nice comeback with 2 changeups, 3-1, 3-2. See ya.
Here's Jemile Weeks. Takes a high fastball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Weeks has not picked up Cain at all tonight. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Got 3 pitched in the first inning. When you're hitting against a guy and you've got a couple strikeouts your first 2 ABs and you're not seeing him well, what can you do?
Well, you try to work yourself into the count that he's got right now. Take a couple of pitches, see if you can get a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Another changeup and a fastball count.
Yeah.
That's 3 in a row. 1 on the 3-1, 1 on the 3-2, and here 2-0.
So I think Weeks has done everything right, except you're thinking fastball 2-0 and you don't get it. Blanco is going to come in. 2 outs. Here's Coco Crisp.
Probably going to be the last inning for Cain.
By the way, we go on this next road trip.
Now batting, left fielder.
Desert Mountains.
Yeah.
80, maybe high 80s for all we know. Could be a little chilly in Denver.
It could be, well, you're right. When you get too close to the Rocky Mountains in springtime, be prepared for anything.
Check swing roller. Tough play. Kane will fall down and throw it, and they got him. And Matt Kane collected himself as he gets up, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Hang in there, big fella.
An AT&T opening week, April 16th through the 18th, and Monday night, April 16th, is the Giants Magnet Schedule night presented by AT&T. Game time 7:15. Tuesday night, April 17th. Game time 7:15. April 18th, Wednesday. Game time 7:15. Dynamic deal. View reserve tickets still available for 15 Bungaros for all 3 games. So act now. Only a couple hundred tickets remaining at this price. If you want them, go to sfgiants.com and you can get those tickets right now. Talk about Matt Kane giving heart palpitations to his skipper. He loses his footing, and while he's on his backside, throws a strike at about 92 over to Brandon Belt, and it sends Coco Crisp packing. What a play, folks. Yep, big plays like that will get you a 5-year deal.
So Matt Kane watching.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning for San Francisco.
Now there's the line. 78 pitches through 5. 6 base runners, 6 strikeouts, a couple of Ernies. Next time you see him, it'll be in Arizona on Sunday.
Here's Andrew Kerrigan facing Pagan, and he throws the first pitch low and in.
There you see what Andrew Kerrigan has done this spring. Had a good spring. 9 strikeouts, no walks, and 7 1/3.
Throws hard. Pagan fights it off. So Tyson Ross out of the ball game. Pagan has hit the ball hard twice. He's 1 for 2. On the ground to second, and Weeks will throw him out. And that'll bring up the riot. You see Clay Hensley getting loose.
Now batting, number 5, Brian Theriot.
So Theriot is struck out and he's walked. And it's a strike, and it's 0-1. Giants, as Mike said earlier, have some decisions to make with this 25-man roster. They'll do it tomorrow. Two-one pitch coming up to Theriot. And it's a bit wide, and it's 3-1. You figure Theriot will be on the roster along with Emmanuel Burris. There's some question as to Joaquin Arias will There'll be a spot available for him. Brett Pill, Brandon Belt. Do they carry 3 catchers or 2? And that's all going to be figured out by that man, his staff. Brian Sabian, as Terrio bounces this one to Sogard, and Terrio's retired.
Well, it is the toughest time of year for managers. I'll tell you, the first cuts are easy, but the ones that you have to make to whittle down the roster to 25 guys, they're painful. And a lot of times you're sending guys out that by all rights should have made the team. And the player knows it.
Burris is popped out, and he's struck out, and he takes a pitch low and in. And other things always can be a factor. Does a player have options left? Emmanuel Burris does not have any options left. Giants would try to send him back to the minor leagues. They would expose him to all the other teams in baseball who could pick up Emmanuel Burris. Outside corner. 1-2.
No doubt that guy's going to make the team.
He'll be pitching in that Arizona series probably on Sunday. Down low to Burris. 2-2. Burris lines at the left, and that's a base hit. That's what he has done this spring.
Well, you're right. He's really used the opposite side of the field very well for both sides of the plate.
Here's Hector Sanchez.
Let the ball get deep. That's great balance. And nice control of the bat head. And that's a pitch that, as it got up around the belt and above last year from left side, it wasn't an easy pitch for him to handle. He has taken away a weakness and made it a strength this spring. But this guy's been the talk of camp right here.
He does not get cheated when it comes to swinging the bat. And the first pitch is high. Burris with good speed. We'll see if Bruce Bochy elects to have Burris try to steal a bag. Giants with a 3-2 lead here in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Kerrigan threw that ball right by him in a 1-0 count. We talked about a good fastball. That had good late second stage movement there at the end.
Chopper to second. Weeks has been busy. He'll make the play, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
It is 3-2. The Giants have a lead, bottom of the 6th, over the Oakland A's. Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum. And we got Matt Cain, a Giant through 2007 at least. First of all, congratulations. And you've had a night to sleep on the news. Is it settling in a little bit more for you?
It is. It's kind of finally settling in, kind of taking all the, the text messages and phone calls, and everything's settling in, and it's really, it feels great. I'm excited. I think Chelsea and I both are so excited about, being able to be here through 2017, and been a lot of support from all of our family and the fans. This has been great. We're loving it.
Matt, you mentioned yesterday in your press conference some of the factors that played in this decision for you and wanting to stay a Giant, and one of it was some names of Tim Lincecum and Buster Posey and the young staff, and having won a World Series and a possibility to repeat that. Expand on that a little bit. How much does it mean to you to stay in this core and have the consistency that you guys have and the continuity?
I mean, that's huge for any player, is to know that you've got guys that have come through the system, and then also that are going to be here for years to come. We've got a lot of young guys that are going to be here for a while, and a lot of really, really good, talented young guys. So that's something that we're all looking forward to be able to play together for the next 5-6 years. We're going to be happy about it. Getting all the camaraderie and trying to repeat what we did in 2010.
You have managed throughout your career thus far, and you are the longest tenured Giant, to stay so humble. And now you mentioned yesterday that there's a huge amount of relief that the contract's over with. Nobody has to ask you about it anymore. But now a new set of expectations sets in with that contract. How do you manage those expectations now of a large contract?
You try not to think about it a lot of ways, but my goal every season is always to come in feeling good, feeling healthy, get my 33, 34 starts, and try to pitch more innings than I did the year before. And I feel like if I keep that mindset throughout, these years with what I've done already with the Giants, and keep that same mindset through 2017, then everything will kind of pan out and work out the way it's supposed to.
All right, well, I'm going to toss it up to Dwayne and Mike, and I know that they're very happy that you're staying here for that long. Gentlemen?
All right, that may be the understatement of the night. Is Hensley throws to Suzuki, and it's down low.
That could have been a huge distraction this spring, and Matt Cain did not allow it to be a big distraction. But I'm glad it's all over, and Giants fans all feel relieved that he ain't going anywhere. The last week when it started to circulate that the Dodgers were going to get activated, very active in the free agency next year, and they were going to target Matt Cain, who was a potential free agent. It hit home hard to Giants fans.
Well, it may have actually traveled all the way to Cincinnati as well.
Joey Votto, another name rumored to be on a target of the Dodgers.
Yeah, if there's some potential free agents out there right now, just call Ned Colletti and ask Ned if he'll just calmly mention your name as Arias throws out Suzuki.
And a ground ball from Clay Hensley, and you're going to see a lot of that. And this is the thing about Clay Hensley that really has been one of his strengths as a pitcher throughout his career. Is he can get those ground balls, he can get a strikeout, he can pitch short relief, he can pitch a long relief, he can spot start for you. And he's really a valuable asset to have on a staff. Guy that the Giants drafted, developed, Padres picked him up, and really got his big league confidence under the watchful eye of Bruce Bochy when Bochy was a manager in San Diego.
Yep. See Smith, what he has done today. He struck out and he's flied out. Justin Christian now in left field. Blanco moves to center, so Cabrera is out of the game. Culberson is at second, and Sanchez now behind the dish.
Gregor Blanco has now played all three outfield positions in this game tonight. Started the game in right, moved over to left, now in center.
The 3-0 pitch coming up to Smith. Right there in the outside corner, 3-1.
You know, players are pretty used to leaving spring training, whether it be in Florida or Arizona, going north with their big league clubs and knowing it's going to be cold in April and May.
Belt said, "I got it," and he will, and that'll end the inning. We have played 6 innings here at the Coliseum. Giants are leading 3-2, and let's check in with Amy G.
Well, Dwayne, we have some great new web content for Giants fans this season. They can check it out at csnbayarea.com. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast we have a brand new Buster Nose Squat that's up and ready for fans to see. And we're introducing a new web series this season called Romo's Relief. And yes, Sergio Romo and myself will be talking every homestand. We're going to talk some baseball, and we're going to talk a lot of non-baseball topics. Today we discussed some Twitter, some video game knowledge that Romo has. It's all fun, and I think the fans are really going to enjoy seeing another side of Sergio Romo. It's Romo's Relief, and you can check it out on csnbayarea.com. Gentlemen?
You can check out a lot of things on csnbayarea.com. Check out Andy Baggerly. I mean, I check out the Sharks, the 49ers. You want information, bang, just hit it. And he will be very entertaining. He always is. Ryan Cook is the new pitcher for the Oakland A's. 7th inning, a 3-2 lead for the Giants. There you see Cook. Has been in 6 games. He's pitched pretty well. A couple of hits, a couple of walks, 6 strikeouts. Actually, he's pitched very well. Giants have 3 runs on 8 hits. The A's have 2 runs on 5 hits. And here in the 7th inning, Cook will be facing the leadoff hitter, Gregor Blanco. Wind has been blowing pretty well here at the Coliseum. Many years ago when I came in here with the Indians, that would have been more of a factor because center field was open in those days. But the flags are blowing around pretty briskly. Here's Cook to Blanco, and a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1.
Ryan Cook out of Clovis, went to SC.
Inside as Blanco does a dance, it's a ball and a strike.
That's a healthy fastball at 94.
Blanco led the game off with a base hit, eventually scored. Since then, he struck out and he's bounced out. Outside and high, 2 balls and a strike. Jeremy Affeldt in the Giants bullpen. Out of play. 2-2. This is an open bullpen. It's like the old days at Candlestick when their bullpens were open. I remember too many guys sitting in that Giants bullpen at Candlestick when it was open on cold nights. There was that exit door into the clubhouse right by the bullpen.
Yeah, that was before they had the penalty box.
And Blanco takes the walk. It'll be Giants and the A's tomorrow as the Bay Bridge series continues at the beginning of the game, and the Bay Bridge series will end at the end of the game. It'll be at AT&T Park. Starting time 12:45. So come out to the park, see the final exhibition game of the year. Dynamic deal starts at only $5 for tickets. So get your tickets at sfgiants.com. Here's Nate Sherholtz. Big chopper to third. Donaldson gets the out at second as Blanco goes in hard. So Sherholtz reaches on the fielder's choice. One out, and it'll be Arias.
Yeah, that is definitely a useful piece of machinery. We could use one in the booth up here. You see those in just about every dugout around baseball the first month of April.
So here's Arias, who looks at a strike.
Giants will leave San Francisco on Thursday around noon to head to Arizona. They'll have a workout at 3:30 in Phoenix at Chase Field. Get a good night's sleep. Then Friday, it all counts.
I'd say everybody has been thinking about that game for a while. I think Bruce Bochy noticed it about 2 weeks ago. Arias out of play. It's 0-2.
Well, they were the walking dead last week in Scottsdale. They were over it. They wanted to go north, and you definitely saw a different bounce in the step of this team in last night's ball game at AT&T when the ballpark filled up and there was electricity. Everybody benefited from it, and then it showed on the field. They won the ball game 4-2. Ryan Wilson came in, closed it out, struck out the side of the ninth. They were down that game 2-0, came back to win. I mean, everything about that game was dramatically different than what we had seen the last week in Scottsdale. Everybody was just kind of floating through the motions.
Sherholtz goes. It's outside, and Sherholtz has got a stolen base.
It doesn't take long to get a reputation about an arm, and Cespedes in center field's got a good one. If it was Coco Crisp out there, he does not have a good arm. Nate Sherholtz would have popped up in that slide and headed right over to third, probably without a throw. But Cespedes, well, we talked about he's a 5-tool guy. That's one of his tools. A wild throw. If you have a guy who backs up a play like that with a good arm, it can save a catcher an error. They appreciate that.
Yes, they do. Arias breaks his bat. Donaldson will throw him out. Sherholtz has to stay at second.
Nice play by Brandon Allen over at first base to stay on the bag.
That one ran right in on the hands of Joaquin Arias.
Now batting, number 17, Aubrey Huff.
Here's Aubrey Huff. Huff is 1 for 3. He scored a run. He's knocked one in. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes.
He's very excited about Ryan Cook. Came over in that deal with Arizona, sent Trevor Cahill to the Diamondbacks. They love this guy's makeup.
Well, they may like his makeup. I like his arm.
Yeah, that's part of that equation. He's got good velocity in that fastball, and that fastball's got movement.
A lot of foul territory here. Donaldson, side retired. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Here at the Coliseum, the Giants with a 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. And let's talk to Amy G.
All right, Dwayne, we've got Aubrey Huff, and your night is finished. And talk a little bit about change of scenery, Aubrey. That last week in Arizona, maybe you guys getting a little flat, and you move up here and knock it out of the park last night. How much do you need that towards the end of spring training?
Well, obviously you get in the big league parks, and in spring training I was getting my hits, but I didn't feel like I was really turning on balls. And you get into a nice slice, big parks, big crowds, and I find myself starting to square some balls up the right side and starting to hit some balls with authority. So it's feeling good. You've
been through several years now of spring trainings. Who impressed you this season of the younger guys that were there?
Gregor Blanco, Brett Pill, those guys really impressed me. The way Belt's swinging the bat, using the whole field, he's really impressed. Our pitching staff, second to none, they always impress. So, other than that, I think Gregor, man, he came up and just what he's been doing this spring, getting on base, stealing bags, it's been pretty impressive.
What kind of impression, since you've been a Giant, has Matt Cain made on you?
Just a bulldog, man. The guy's like, I always call him my horse, and he goes out there and just every day takes the ball, doesn't complain. He's always playing. He's out there pitching, hardly ever in the training room unless he's getting stretched out to go pitch. So. The guy's he's a gamer. He's just a big league pitcher.
For you personally, last night watching Buster make that first plate appearance since coming back from the injury, how was that for you? Everybody's had their unique experience, and have you played with a player of impact like that in your career?
Buster's he's very different. The fact he's a young player with so much talent and so much ability. He's only going to get better, but he also is the kind of guy that has that leadership quality that not many guys have, especially as a young player. So. I've always said I'm a veteran guy, and I always find myself gravitating towards him a little bit. So he's got that kind of aura about him, and he's going to be the face of the franchise for quite a while.
For you, Aubrey, we know that you came in with, your abs, your six-pack, and you got all that going on. What are your goals this season?
For me, it seems like all the old guys on the team that I've been coming up with since 2010 are all gone, and I'm the elder statesman offensively. So just kind of, spread that knowledge that I've accumulated over my years of playing ball, and especially the offensive players, and really help Belt, Pill, especially first baseman and stuff like that. Now that I'm an outfielder, I have to usually kind of give all my expertise to the outfielders now about how to go about their routes and stuff like that. So just kind of be there and to help guys, whether it be coming off the bench or mindset or how to go about a certain pitcher.
You missed the most important thing to pass on to these young guys.
What's that?
Always do an interview request. Always.
Well, you caught me at a good night.
I did.
The season's about to start. So if this was about the first day of spring training.
We're done. This is it, you guys.
Right.
Thank you, Aubrey. Right. Dwayne and Mike.
All right, thanks, Amy. Aubrey Huff would like to pass some of his knowledge along. It's a good thing. This is Johnny Gomes, by the way. And this is foul. And it's 2-2. We watched Cespedes strike out the first hitter that Affel faced. So here's Gomes as he fouls it out of play. He's got pop.
Johnny Gomes a chance to play back in the Bay Area with the Casa Grande High School in Petaluma. Bay Area kid. A little different playing in a city where you grew up. There's a few distractions that you have that your teammates don't have. And a lot of it has to do with your friends and family. They want to come out and see you.
That's right. You have to learn how to say no. Three-two pitch, and Gomes takes the walk. That'll bring up Donaldson.
There you see the numbers for Affel. Really had a good spring going until his last outing. Gave up 4 runs. But up until that time, he had been very consistent. Look at the strikeouts, 9 against a couple of walks. Not going to be happy about that last 3-2 breaking ball he didn't get in the strike zone.
Donaldson with a mighty cut, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
You always know how Affeld's pitching when he is able to control the knee-high locations. Down around the knees, he gets sink. Down around the sink, he gets ground balls.
Like this. Culberson, Burris, Belt. Side retired. 3-2, Giants lead. Watching San Francisco Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group. 3-2 Gigantes here in the top of the 8th inning.
Good pitcher for the A's, Brian Fuentes. Take a look at his spring. Lefties have been giving him some fits, and that is a cause for concern. Lefty's hitting .429 against him. And that usually means your breaking ball's lazy.
And he's going to face the right-handed hitting Brett Pill.
Now pitching, number 40, Brian Fuentes.
So it'll be Pill who will hit.
Think about the A's. They got a lot of Californians on this club. We talked about Johnny Gomes and Ryan Cook, and Brian Fuentes, another guy out of Merced.
Number 6, Brett Pill.
Pill on the spring, 258, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. His RBI numbers are very good.
Yeah, he's made a great case for himself to be a big leaguer this spring. And these at-bats here, when you're facing a guy who's going to be a late inning reliever, a left-hander like Fuentes, these are the guys he's got to beat. So this is a big at-bat for him.
Pops this one over by the Giants dugout, and it's going to be on top of the dugout. All right, Amy G, what's up?
Hey, Brandon Belts, what's up? Baby Giraffe stopping by for a quick visit. I told him now he's my son's favorite because you're Baby Giraffe. So you're making headway in the Gutierrez household. Brandon, what did you come into spring training wanting to work on, and do you feel you've achieved it in your time?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing for me was to make sure I was consistent. And, you know, I got out there and had good at-bats all the time. You know, that was the main goal, and I feel like I really did a good job of just being consistent and help contributing to the team. You know, I went to the Dominican last winter. I wanted to work on a lot of things, and then I wanted to carry that over into spring training, and I felt like I did that.
Last year, you were the recipient of the Harry S. Jordan Award. It's an award given to a player in his first big league camp who best exemplifies the Giants' spirit. This year, Dan Otero won it. What does that award mean to you, and why did you pick Dan this year?
it's an awesome feeling because it's you're selected by your peers. So anytime you can, I guess, get an award where your teammates vote for you, it's just a great feeling, and you kind of feel like you belong. And I voted for Dan just because he had an awesome spring. You can't ask for much more than that. It's his first big league spring training, and he comes in and just shoves pretty much. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. He did awesome. He's a great guy too, so I just wish him the best of luck.
So yesterday at the play ball lunch, some fun was had. A junior Giant asked the panel who the funniest Giant was. There's several different answers. Affelt thought he was the funniest. He just answered it himself. Buster Posey kind of threw you under the bus, Brandon, and said, "You're so funny even though you don't try to be." Yeah. I mean, is that the case? Do you get that a lot? Or are you actually trying to be and he just doesn't know?
I think it's just because I'm goofy looking. They just kind of throw me under the bus whenever they can. So, like I've said before, I kind of got this awkward thing going physically. So, I mean, you can just look at me and laugh most of the time. So I think that's what they do. But it's fun. We enjoy it.
I'm not looking at you and laughing. And awkward's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Dwayne and Mike, Brandon Belt. Let's go up to you.
All right. Thanks, guys. See?
Yep.
He wasn't even trying. He made me laugh.
He is. What you see is what you get, folks. He is as a refreshing a young guy that I've ever come across. Extremely bright. And not afraid to laugh at himself. He's got the type of attitude you like to see young players have when they come to the big leagues. I mean, there's times that you really have to take things serious, but you got to be able to laugh at yourself. You really do.
So Fuentes gets Justin Christian swinging, and that'll bring up Culberson.
Now batting, number 33, Charlie Culberson.
There's only one more game left in spring, and this young man here has been fantastic. And the one thing I want to really make a point of this again, when he left last year, there was a hole on his hands in the inside corner, and the league were pounding him every night. And he has covered that hole up. He went to the Dominican Republic this offseason, winter ball. He got his at-bats. He worked on a weakness. He's now made it a strength. And he looks ready to go.
Well, he's got a knack, and not everybody has this knack. He's got a knack of getting hits. Whether they're flares down the left field line, doubles off the right field wall, he's just got a knack of getting hits. And that's a great thing for a hitter. And they could be awkward looking hits, but he seems to, you look at the box score, 2, 3, 1 for 4, and then another 3.
Or a walk, he gets on base. How much sleep do you think Brandon Belt's going to get tonight? How much sleep do you think Brett Pill's going to get tonight?
I mean, there's the guys that are on the bubble. Three and 1 to Culberson. And the walk.
Good at bat.
Here's Emmanuel Burris.
Now batting, number 2, Emmanuel Burris.
Burris will sleep well tonight because the Giants released Mike Fontenot about, 3 or 4 days ago? Otherwise, it might have been a sleepless night. There's a push bunt, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It remains 3-2 Giants. some of the sights and sounds of what has happened here at the Coliseum as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Giants on top by a run. That's Guillermo Mota, who is now on the mound getting loose. He will pitch the 8th inning for the Giants.
And there's the spring that he has had. It's been solid. 9 2/3, 8 hit allowed, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Even had a start. There was a bullpen game over the weekend where he came in and opened up the first couple of innings, and he was fantastic. Brett Pill stays in the game. He's at first base.
I watched some of the pregame work that Brett Pill was doing at third base, and he's got some pretty good actions at third. So here's Mota facing Eric Sogard.
So when you say action, you mean like first step to the ball, left to right?
Good hands.
Bouncing his legs, soft.
Pretty good feet.
How many ground balls do you need to see a guy take before you figure he's got a clue?
Well, more than Bob Lillis.
Bob Lillis was 5.
Yeah, I could not do it in 5. I could probably do it in 25. Arias will make the play.
Now, get an idea whether or not the guy's got a clue with his arm. One throw.
Yeah, but one of the reasons you really can't judge a guy just by taking ground balls is you get into the game and the speed of the game changes so much. And now all of a sudden you got to hurry a throw. You may have to throw from a different angle. And that certainly is more of a true test. Here's Jamiel Weeks. And that pitch is just a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. How about Omar making the team?
Omar Vizquel going to be a big leaguer again.
Come on.
I think he had like 40-something hits last year, and he's like within 150 of 3,000 now.
I don't think he's going to get it, but it's not for lack of trying. That's for sure.
You know what? The one thing that impressed us about him was how much he loved the game, and he backs it up. He wants to play.
He does.
He loves playing baseball.
Unbelievable.
You know, we never missed watching Barry Bonds take batting practice, ever. Whatever we were doing, we'd stop and we'd watch him. And the same thing for Omar Vizquel when he was taking ground balls at shortstop. We'd stop. You know, it's kind of that way now with Brandon Crawford.
Yeah. Vizquel, by the way, is with the Toronto Blue Jays this year. Weeks pulls it foul. I do miss the little guy.
Yeah.
He was fun to be around. And he did win a Gold Glove in a Giants uniform. Weeks again dribbles it foul.
And you know the thing about him that you can't fake being happy. You just can't do it. I mean, you can act it, but you can't fake it. And he was always happy when he was in the yard. When he was in his uniform on the field, he was happy.
He was a happy guy. Pill. 2 outs.
Yeah, don't forget Hyundai Sportsnet Central tonight at 10:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, hosted by Dave Benz and John Henry Smith. They'll talk about this game. We'll do a lot about the Sharks. A big win tonight for San Jose. And you'll also meet the San Jose Giants.
By the way, Vizquel played in 2,908 games. And officially 2,841 hits. Here's Coco Crisp. And a strike to Coco Crisp, who's 1 for 3.
Another native Californian out of Southern California. Covelli Crisp.
And that's foul to the backstop, and it's 0-2.
Coco Crisp in his 9th year at the big league level.
He's a little disappointed that the A's have moved him to left. He had a chance to sign with a couple of other teams in the offseason to play center field, and he thought he was going to play center field here. But Cespedes arrived, and Coco Crisp got moved to left field.
Well, I think what a lot of it was arm strength. Cespedes is a much better arm in center. You need a better arm in center than you do in left. And maybe they wanted to make Cespedes a little more comfortable too, and he's more comfortable in center.
Two and two now to Coco Crisp.
I mean, it's not automatic that he's going to stay in center with Crisp and left. I mean, they may flip flop. Who knows? But Coco Crisp, a good teammate, accepting the assignment from Bob Melvin, going out to left.
And a full count to Coco Crisp.
But I think, you know, when you have a guy who doesn't have any professional experience at all, and Cespedes, I mean, he's got a lot of international experience, and that's great experience. But the A's want him to hit that comfort zone. They don't want him to worry about trying to learn a new position. If he's more comfortable out in center field, let him stay there. And if it means taking a veteran like Coco Crisp and moving him over to the left, well, hey, if it makes you a stronger team, Coco Crisp has no problem with it. True, he would love to be in center field. That's a position that I'm sure he feels he's more of a center field than anything else. And he plays a great center field.
And the walk. That puts the tying run at first base with 2 outs. Crisp a base stealer. So now Mota is going to have to keep an eye on Coco Crisp. Mark Gardner answering the phone. Old school. I love the old school. Phone to phone. There it is, baby.
What's not to love?
No text messaging, no Twitter, no email. Just pick up the phone.
Old school.
See? There you go. Phone to phone. The only thing that would be better if they had the old ones that you dialed.
The rotary phones?
Oh, yeah. That would be better.
No, they were overrated.
And Mota steps off. Time was called.
Yeah, but what is all this stuff? I mean, these things here, I mean, we got to get rid of those things. We got to clean the wires hanging there. That's good. You got to clean this up a little bit.
Low and away to Reddick, and they're going to say Reddick went around. No ball, or make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Decoys. Those are all decoys. Those wires and things.
If you're the phone guy here, you got a problem. You got to pick one of those things. You could be like 0 for 10 before you get the right one.
High and wide, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Are you a hardware store guy? Do you like cruising hardware stores?
You know what? I'm an in and out hardware store.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I walk into a hardware store. That's at least an hour and a half.
Yeah, I like to drive through a hardware store. This is what I need.
But see, you can describe it. I can't.
Out of play. It's 2-2 to Reddick.
I mean, I didn't even know I had the ability to speak in sign language until I go to the hardware store and I start to describe the things I need.
Well, you got to take the old part to the store. Say, look, this is what I need right here.
Yeah, but half the time I need something that's a little more creative. I mean, those guys, they know all the language. Hasps and clasps and mullions, and they're amazing. I mean, I'm with doodads and thingamajigs and whatchamacallits.
Well, they have those there, too. Got him. Reddick saving us. The whatchamacallit? Is that a whatchamacallit?
Yeah, that's a whatchamacallit box right there.
Your San Francisco Giants lead the Oakland A's 3-2 in the top of the 9th inning. Welcome back to Oakland Coliseum. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and we wanted to give all of you fans a final reminder that on opening day, while your San Francisco Giants will be on the road, doesn't matter, come down to AT&T Park because Comcast is having a party and you're invited to the authentic opening day. Gates open at 3 o'clock. Make sure you go through the Willie Mays entrance, and game time is at 4 o'clock. Free hot dogs, as Dwayne and Mike mentioned, and I overlooked. Free foam fingers. How do you pass that up? Special guests will be there, and you'll be able to watch our coverage right there on the Giants' big scoreboard. It's going to be a really fun day all around. We'll miss you, Dwayne and Mike, but we'll be thinking of you.
Yeah, free advice from Amy that day, too, by the way. Oh, that always works. Free foam finger, free hot dogs, free admission, free advice from Amy. Good stuff. There's Grant Belfour. He's the A's closer, and he's facing Hector Sanchez here in the 9th inning. Giants lead by a run. Sanchez came into the game as a pinch hitter in the 6th and bounced out to second. Fastball for a strike. 92 from Belfour. See Sanchez with an open stance, and Belfour working the outside corner. It's 0-2 as Sergio Romo is in the bullpen. And on 3 pitches, Hector Sanchez takes a hike. Did you like Brian Wilson last night?
Well, he was fantastic coming in, pitching a clean 9th inning with a dynamite cutter that he was heating up there in the low 90s. I mean, he was lights out. Struck out 3, and he lit that crowd up. Yeah, he's ready.
Here's Blanco, been on base twice, a single and a walk. And that pitch is at the knees, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike.
You see Balfour control those knee-high locations. He's got great command of that fastball. And he can go corner to corner consistently at the knees. He gets good tilt with that fastball because of a high release. He averaged just about a strikeout an inning last year.
Popped into left field is Coco Crisp in foul territory. Well, Virgin American, the terrific airline, has done this. They have one of their planes is called Fly the Beard. And you see the beard, you see the Giants logo. And I saw it and it made me laugh.
Well,
and then it made me want to get on the plane.
I know.
It made me want to do a lot of things, but laughing was the first one. Fly by baby. Oh my goodness.
You think the guy that painted that beard on that plane had fun?
Oh, they were all laughing. Are you kidding? Sherholtz is 0 for 1.
Well, in the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of beards in the Giants stands at AT&T. My favorite, though, is the infant. About an 8-month-old baby.
Oh, yeah, with the pacifier?
Yep, that had a pacifier holding the beard on. It was just the greatest of all times. Yep, there are beards everywhere, even here in Oakland.
What are the odds that she knit the hat she's wearing? Pretty good. Yeah,
I think she may have knitted that beard that he's got on.
1-2 pitch to Sherholtz, and Sherholtz went around, and that'll end the inning. We will go to the 9th as Romo comes in. 3-2 Giants.
Giants Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Grinds Coffee Pouches, the healthy alternative to tobacco for professional baseball. Visit getgrinds.com today.
Here at the Oakland Coliseum, the Giants leading 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning. And Sergio Romo will try to close things out and send the Giants home with a win.
There you see what Romo has done. 14 strikeouts against 2 walks. This is an important outing for him as he starts to get this confidence going into Friday. Last couple of outings, he's given up some hits we did not see much of in his first 8 outings. An opportunity to save a game, preserve a 1-run lead.
And it'll be Suzuki who takes his 4th at bat of this game, and he takes a strike. Suzuki has flied out, he's walked and scored, and he's bounced out to short. Sanchez setting off the outside part of the plate, and that's right where Romo throws it, and this is out to Sherholtz, and Sherholtz puts it away, 1 out. And that'll bring up Seth Smith.
All right, designated hitters, number 15, Seth Smith.
So here's Smith. Smith is 0 for 3. And he'll take low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Starting him off with a changeup, which is something we've seen him really work on this spring. To get a greater consistency with that changeup to left-handed hitters.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And it's a good one. When you're an established pitcher and you've got a spot on the staff, as Romo has, and you have a weakness, and for him the weakness was lefties hit him better than righties did. I mean, so you want to try and come up with another pitch that would give you a better ability to handle a left-handed hitter. And well, for him, it's that changeup. And because he is established, you could go into spring training and you could throw a lot of them.
Yep.
And he's done that. And he really has gained a confidence in that pitch. Well, we know the type of command he has with his pitches. I mean, he's really one of the best control pitchers in all the National League. But you can get pitch happy with a slider and a fastball like he has been. So this changeup really gives him another look. He didn't miss much of that fastball.
So it's 3-2 to Smith. Cespedes is on deck. And he walked him. So we're going to have a pinch runner.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Number 12, Colin Cowgill.
Cowgill is going to pinch run.
Running for Smith. Now batting, center fielder, number 52, Yoenis.
So here's Yoenis Cespedes. And the slider for a strike, and it's 0-1. That might have been the one to hit.
Well, that little backup to it. Let's talk about the deception that Romo has in his slider. He doesn't have the normal rotation you see with most guys' sliders, and because of that, it fools hitters. They don't see it. That was a hanger.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
I'll tell you right now, if he throws something in the strike zone to Cespedes, he can hurt you, but I think the league's going to find that he doesn't have a lot of strike zone discipline. And you throw him a strike, you're doing him a favor. He bounces this ball in the dirt, he'll hack.
Got him.
And that's the type of weakness that gets around the league quickly. When you can throw a slider off the plate a foot and the guy chases, guess what? You're going to see a steady diet of it. And Sergio Romo just took advantage of a guy's weakness.
Kayahui is going to hit. He will be the pinch hitter. Kayahui with lots of power. Swing and a miss.
Another changeup. There's the power just talking about. 3 homers this spring. And he's going to try and hit one.
So Romo keeping an eye on Cowgill.
Cowgill, a good base stealer. Excellent speed.
On the ground, and this will be the ball game, is Romo gets Kayahui on a ground ball to second. So the Giants win the second game of this Bay Bridge 3-game series, and tonight, behind Matt Cain in 3 runs and the bullpen, they beat the Oakland Athletics by a final of 3-2.
Well, good pitching has been the backbone of this organization for a while, and it looked like a typical Giants game. Didn't score a lot of runs, but they scored enough to win, and they hung on to that 1-run lead. Nice pitching.
Giants win 4-2 last night. They win 3-2 tonight. That's your final. We'll have more from the Coliseum right after this.